How do you pronounce your surname?
Amatulli.
Amatulli.
Yep.
Just the way it's spelled.
Amatulli. Yep. Italian.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
where's that from? What's your ethnicity?
That's an Italian last name. I'm probably mostly like Italian and Brazilian.
Amatulli.
Yeah, Amatulli.
Have you been to Italy?
I haven't. I would love to go.
My husband and I, we went there in 2019, September 2019, just before,
Oh,
everything
perfect.
like closed down. It was perfect. Oh my God, you have to go. It's such a beautiful place.
I want to. I used to be somewhat fluent in Italian. I took it in school and I used to use it, but before I go, I got to try and brush up again, just so
Yeah.
I can kind of get around a little bit.
Well, when I was there, I think there must have been some college kids, right? Some girls. There's probably about 3 or 4 of them, and they came
Yeah.
up to me and they started speaking to me in Italian. And I said, "I'm so sorry. I'm visiting. I don't know." And they were, "Oh, scusi, scusi." It was cute. And then obviously the one word that everybody knows is Bella, right? Bella.
Of course.
So I was being called Bella there too.
That's
It was
good. Yeah.
wonderful. Yeah, yeah. They love tourism.
Awesome,
So,
man. I'm excited. I would love to go. My girlfriend literally wants to every day. It's a new like, hey, let's go here. Can we go here? Can we go here? I'm like, you're picking the worst time to pitch me vacation spots.
I know, I know.
Yeah.
Hopefully everything will definitely open up, right? And we can start traveling the world again. I'm looking forward
Hmm.
to that. So,
Yeah.
Mike, you probably know the spiel. I'm going to say, well, process. I'm going to say my little spiel, and then I'm going to introduce you to the show, and we'll take it from there. I do ask my guests to maybe share either a funny lawyer joke or a joke that you like, or even a quote that you like. Do you have one in mind?
Um.
I know I'm kind of putting you on the
Oh
spot
man.
here, right?
Yeah. Oh geez.
Do you want to
I
Google
feel
one? It can be anything.
I could probably think of a funny joke. I think I got a good one. Yeah.
Fantastic.
It's always made me laugh. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Welcome to the Go Legal Yourself podcast. I'm your host, Attorney Kelly Bagla, the Queen of Business Law. Today, I have the pleasure of interviewing Mike Amatulli. Mike is the co-founder of Prime Digital, a search engine optimization and ADA compliant company. Welcome to the show, Mike.
Thanks, Kelly. How's everything going?
Fantastic as always. Do you have a joke to share with our fantastic listeners?
I do, Kelly. So, if it's not really like a back and forth, but if seagulls flew over the bay, they would be bagels.
That's cute.
Yeah.
That's cute. Yes, they would be. That is cute.
Yep.
So, Mike, like many entrepreneurs, right, you too have actually worked in the corporate world, and you gained your footing in sales. So, for the past couple of months, Mike, I have been listening to some incredible books by some fantastic salespeople, and I think timing is perfect to have you on the show. So, without specifically knowing how to sell, you're not even out of the gate, right, as a business owner. But how did you make your leap from being in the corporate world to becoming a co-founder of Prime Digital?
So myself and I have a partner, Kevin. He was also in corporate finance, and we were both just looking to, make more of an impact. When you're working at a big corporation, you're one of thousands or however many employees they have. So, I just remember looking at how much work we were putting in, and just weren't getting out of it what we wanted to. So we decided to start our own agency where we could, you know, work with small local businesses that really needed help marketing. There's a lot of marketing agencies out there, and to find one that's a good partner, that's communicative, is always going to be there for you, and actually produce, real results like they say they're going to, that doesn't come around very often. So we want it to be that, I guess, lighter opportunity for local business owners. And now we have relationships all across the country and a couple in Canada. So, we just like being able to help people and have more of a connection on a more, I guess, local level.
I think that's exactly the reason why entrepreneurs go out and open their own businesses, right? There's Entrepreneurs have a very different mindset. If something's not working, one, either they'll take it to management and say, I have a wonderful idea. I believe it's going to work. Would you like to implement it? Well, that didn't happen in this case, right? And so what you do is you go out and say, okay, well, I absolutely believe in this product. I'm passionate about it. I know it can help people. So I'm going to start my own company, my own firm, my own agency. This is exactly what happened with Ferrari and Lamborghini, right? So Lamborghini, he actually, I believe, went to Ferrari and said, I can make this car go even faster. We can implement it. And Ferrari kind of just sat on it and said, yeah, we'll get back to it. So what happened? Lamborghini created their own company in direct competition with Ferrari. I love that story, right? It's just, it truly, this is exactly what happens. And that's exactly what you did too. You went out and created your own agency. But I'm particularly excited about the title of this show. It's called, Is Your Website Lawsuit Free? Right? Is your website lawsuit free? As an attorney, I know the legal pitfalls, Mike, of when it comes to websites, right? My listeners are savvy. They're based internationally as well as domestic here, and every week we also release a little sidebar where I talk about some legal pitfalls, right? But this here, you are actually a master at the ADA compliance part of a website. Walk us through exactly what does that mean?
Yeah, so that has to do with web accessibility. So making sure that your website is accessible and accessible to people with disabilities. So they could be colorblind, they could have a motor impairment, they could be totally blind and not be able to see the screen. So they use they use screen readers to be able to navigate your website, read the information that's on there, and it's becoming a bigger issue. About almost a fifth of the whole country has some form of long-term disability. So it's a huge market out there, and we're all everyday people that are using local businesses, or have homes, and things that come up. Everybody's shopping, everybody does this stuff, and if you have a website that's not accessible to these people, you're cutting out almost 20% of our whole country and 20% of your market, or whoever your business serves. You don't want to exclude anybody.
I've never heard of an ADA compliant website. You live and learn. Every day I'm learning new things, Mike. So thank you for sharing that with me. You've just enriched, my level of knowledge now. But as you were talking, I actually have a client in mind that I would love to refer over to you. They're obviously starting out. It's a company that provides accessibility to people that are either disabled in their homes, or just have a hard time sort of maneuvering in the regular kitchen, if you will, right? With cabinets that are way too high, or they can't get to something. Before we remodeled, my husband is so hilarious. If he'd say, honey, where's the Tupperware to this, right? And I'd say at the bottom drawer way in the back, and he'd bend over and he'd nearly pass out, right?
Oh no.
trying to reach something. Obviously he's exaggerating, but,
right.
but just certain things like that, trying to make it more accessible to the everyday consumer. And so I actually do have a client that I'm going to put you in contact with. So yay.
Sure. Yeah, happy to help.
Exactly. So thank you, Mike, for making me look good.
That's what I'm here for.
And going back to the SEO, right? Search optimization engine, is it? It's search engine optimization, search engine SEO. There is a lot of confusion around that because, yes, if people want to be found on the web, they have to have some sort of SEO. Can you be specific and share with me maybe an example where you might have helped a company gain and attract more leads and generate money for them?
Absolutely. So think of any local service. Let's talk about home services, for example, like pest control. If you have a pest control problem, it's an immediate thing. If you have rats and mice, bed bugs, whatever it is, you're going to Google, you're calling the first guy that's going to come over here and get rid of them. So SEO is super beneficial to a company like that, where they can be found at the top of page one for these services, regardless of where somebody is. So we have a client that we work with that we're optimizing their website for and building links to it, so that way they are appearing on page one for anybody searching for pest control services in the areas that they serve. So they'll get calls directly from Google. They'll have people going to the website, clicking on the call button on the website, or shooting them an email or filling out a contact form. We want to give our clients as many opportunities as possible to, speak with, new customers, because if they can become a customer once, they can become a customer for life. So we want to make sure that, we're not just working with everybody. We want to work with great companies and great services, because, people are going to Google and they're clicking on the first, whoever's at the top. Let's say it's the top 3 spots. Because they're ranked at the top of Google, people are assuming that these are the most credible and relevant resources for what they're looking for. So we want to make sure that they're great services and that they're going to provide solutions to the people that are looking for them.
Is there, it's important, I understand. It's important to be found on Google, right? Google seems to be one of the largest search engines in the world right now. Everybody Googles. So they obviously have their own policies and procedures, and you make sure that you comply with those when you are helping your clients be found. Mm-hmm. How important is it, Mike, to be ranked within the top, within the first page of Google?
Yeah, so I'll give a little breakdown of, how people kind of navigate page one, what their behaviors are. So usually the first thing that pops up is that map section. So you get a map and you get 3 listings inside there. People are clicking on that at least 40% of the time. That's the first thing they see. They see that they're a local, they're within their area, so they're going to click on that first. When it comes to the 10 search results that appear underneath that, the first 3 positions make up 48% of the total click-through rate. So it's super important. If you're ranking number 1, that's about 21%. But then once you get down to the position 9 or 10, that's a single-digit click-through rate. So appearing at the top is really what's going to get you a lot more clicks. So that's really where you want to be.
Okay, and then you obviously can have a paid spot as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
An advertised spot at the top of Google.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's a number of ways to utilize that. You could use that for your own brand name. You could use it for your services and your service areas. And, you could also use that for, retargeting capabilities. So if anybody goes to your website, you can retarget them with your ads to appear, in Google searches that they're doing for, really anything else.
See, that's what I always found fascinating. I don't have a technical bone in my body, Mike. I really don't. I'm talking your jargon, if you will. It's because I'm going through the same process with my Bagla Law website, my law firm website. And it's amazing just to understand the psychic behind how people shop. It truly is. It's not as simple as, okay, I need a plumber. I'm going to go online and Google a plumber, right? Like you just said,
Yeah.
if it's not within those top three where the map is, and it's obviously now you can search by near me as well, plumber near me. And
Yeah.
then you want to make sure that they're actually open, because now they've got opening hours listed as well and closing hours listed. And you want someone, if you have a leak in your upstairs bedroom, bathroom, you want someone ASAP. So you're looking for someone that, has a 24/7 hours, I suppose, right? So certain things like that. So when you take over, do you actually create the website as well itself?
For some clients, we've kind of taken over their website, or you know, we also like to be part of the team. There's depending on the client and the type of business, there's no reason why we should be the only team, I guess, handling marketing or web design. So in some cases, we handle just the SEO, and they have a web designer that we can partner up with and suggest. We'll give them some recommendations. They'll make the changes for us. Other times, we'll handle the SEO. There'll be a team handling Facebook ads or whatever it is. But in our case, when we're handling the web design, we want to start with making sure that it is ADA compliant. So that's a whole other process in, how we build the web pages, what the colors are going to be, how it's laid out. So that way it is compliant and it is easy to navigate and it's accessible to people with disabilities.
How did you come up with that part of your business, the ADA compliant?
So, obviously aside from, all the work that we do and sales and things like that, to constantly stay at the top of our game and get better at what we do, we're always spending a lot of time on education and staying up to date with current events and what's going on. So Kevin and I are also part of a group where, we've kind of learned more about, why it's important to have an ADA compliant website, what that entails, and how you can implement that into your web design. So, Kevin and I also have a lot of coaches and mentors that have not only helped us bring us to where our business is today, but to expand and make our services more efficient and more successful for our clients.
See, as you're talking, I'm just going through the list of my clients that I know could benefit from you. I, as an attorney, I do a lot for our veteran community. Based in San Diego here. San Diego is huge with veterans everywhere, right? We have a couple of bases. We've got Camp Pendleton down the street, and we've got Miramar. And veterans in particular, they usually are the ones that will probably suffer these types of disabilities over time, if not immediately. And I would love to introduce you to a fantastic lady. She actually is a director of VIB, which is Veterans in Business. And I think she would love to have you as a speaker for one of her events. And in fact, I just spoke yesterday, I'm talking about February now. Our interview will get released probably in March time. But if somebody wants to go back and listen to the presentation that I gave, it was on a very important topic, especially in California, right? It's how to grow smart, and are you going to hire independent contractors or direct hire? So which is going to be good for your business? So I went through the checklist, multiple checklists as to how the distinctions or the separations between, when can you hire an independent contractor or when can you hire an employee? And, this is exactly what this organization does. I would highly recommend that you actually check it out, get listed on their website as well. It's absolutely free. It's free for anyone to become members of VIB, Veterans in Business. And I will make that introduction to Rebecca for you.
Sure, that would be amazing, Kelly.
Yeah,
Thank you.
exactly. Like I said, you're here to make me look good, Mike.
Exactly. I got you.
That's fantastic. I'm just going to take a quick second to recognize our sponsor. Our sponsor is Bagla Law Firm. Bagla Law Firm helps with business formations, business contracts, asset asset protection, yes, we can say it properly, asset protection, and any other business related contracts that you will need. So please do go to baglalaw.com and check out the services. Back to you, Mike. Selling, right? Just the word selling, or the word salesman or saleswoman or salesperson now, right? um, it has it doesn't have a very friendly tone to it, because if somebody says, oh yes, I'm in sales, then they're going to look at you like, oh, you're going to try to sell me something. They still associate sales with the sleazy car salesman, right? That's wearing plastic shoes and a white blazer. I could have said they still associate sales with the sleazy lawyers, but I won't say that, Mike. I will not say that on this show. So how did you get into sales? I'm sure you didn't, you weren't 5 years old when you said, right, I know what I'm going to do when I grow up. I want to go into sales.
No, it was not like that. So my first job after high school was actually selling Cutco, like kitchen knives and yeah, kitchenware basically. So every summer I would come home from college and I would go around and do appointments at people's homes, do little demonstrations on how well our knives cut, pots and pans, vegetable peelers, whatever it was. And I got a lot of sales experience doing that, and that having that on my resume was super beneficial coming out of college, because I already had 4 years of sales experience to basically go on interviews with. And that led to my corporate job at the global staffing agency I was working at, and that was kind of took me to the next step. I was just meeting with consumers, basically parents in their homes, and then I had no business selling experience. So when I first started with my staffing agency, I was scared to even call a CEO or CFO or whoever it is, but I kind of got used to that. So all the experience that I gained from my corporate job just made it that much easier for me to go out on my own and just have conversations with other business owners.
How did you gain your confidence to just pick up the phone and call a potential client?
So I'm usually a high energy guy. I need to like listen to like a really upbeat song or something to get you going, or I got to move around. I can't just sit and dial people. I got to like walk around or throw a football around, something to just keep the juices flowing. So that's usually enough to get me on the phone and start reaching out to people. But what I also like to do, because I don't like to sell anybody, there's a lot of kind of negative things attached to selling. Nobody likes to be sold. People like to work with other people they like, know, and trust. So I try to offer as much free value up front as I can. So usually when it comes to web design and SEO, I'll record like a 4 or 5 minute video showing them, what their website looks like right now, where it can improve a little bit, and then what the opportunity is, how much traffic they get versus somebody in their area that's actually on page one for their similar services, so their competitors and how well they do.
You just nailed it right there, Mike. You just nailed it. So one of the authors that I absolutely love right now, and if you may permit me to share with you, and I highly, highly, highly recommend this guy. His name is Grant Cardone. Have you heard of him?
I have.
You haven't? I see a smile on your face, right? Oh my God, isn't he brilliant?
Oh, he's awesome. He's such a smooth talker. He just gets it.
I'm trying to get him on my show, Mike. So if you know anyone that knows Grant, please put them in contact with me, because I think him and I would be fantastic. I mean, the energy level, I'm literally coming out of my seat right now, right?
That would be awesome if you get him on. Yeah.
Absolutely.
See what I could do.
Exactly. And he talks about taking massive action, right? Not just regular action. He talks about taking massive action and taking it immediately. So the things that you are afraid of, or the things that you keep putting off and oh, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it the next day, I'll tackle those first, because it's incredible how you're going to feel. Sometimes you've worked yourself up for no reason whatsoever, right? If somebody doesn't call you back, don't just sit there and wait for them. Maybe they've gotten so busy that you've fallen off the radar. You pick up the phone, do it immediately, right? Call them, say, hey, just checking in with you. What can I do for you? But I loved what you said. You said it's about giving. It's not about selling. It's about giving. And you're right. People want to do business with people they like and they trust. Absolutely. Those words, when you said that, I said, he has to be listening to Grant Cardone. Has to be.
Yep.
Yes, I read his book, the 10x rule. Have you read that one?
Not the whole thing, but I got to finish it. I have got through a little bit. The audiobook actually.
Yes, that's it. So
Yeah.
that's what I do, audibles, right? I listen to books all the time. I listen to them when I'm working out. I listen to them when I'm taking my dogs out for a walk multiple times. And I'm listening to it if I'm doing stuff around the house. And even when I'm getting ready in the morning, I don't listen to news, right? I don't want to fill my head up with just negativity. That is not a way to start a day, especially if you're in business for yourself, right? Because you've got so many things going on. You've got to stay focused and to have this motivation, but don't just listen to it, act upon it. Actually, Mike, I acted upon what Grant Cardone was saying. So I was listening to him while I was sitting on my workout bench yesterday morning. This is probably about 6:30 in the morning. And I'm listening to him and he's saying, okay, you have to take massive action, take massive action. And I've been waiting for a potential client to provide me with some information so we can move forward with his work. And I thought, okay, I'm going to take massive action. I'm going to be unreasonable. This is what he says. Don't just be reasonable, be unreasonable, right? So I called him up and it was 6:30 in the morning, but I know Joe wakes up early. And I said, hey, Joe, it's Kelly. How are you? He was so happy to hear from me. He immediately started saying, I'm sorry I didn't get you the information. I said, don't worry about it. I'm going to make your life easier. Why don't we get on a Zoom call together and I can walk you through everything and you can provide me everything right there and then. I'm making his life easy, right? And so you act upon what these great people are saying, their advice. So what advice would you give to a business owner, Mike, that is contemplating on whether they should do SEO?
If they're contemplating whether to do SEO or not, it's one thing to have a website. If you just have a website and you're not really getting much traffic to it, then it's just like a brochure that you can refer people to, or it's like having a Ferrari or a Lamborghini in the garage and you don't take it out and you don't use it and people don't see it. But
That's
if you
a
have a web,
sin. That's a sin. Oh my
yeah.
God. Yes.
It's kind of a waste. But how we view websites are, it's a sales funnel, it's a sales tool. People should go to it and they should find all the answers to their problems and why you can help them with what they're looking for. And it should be kind of like a salesman generating leads for you. You don't want to let it to go to waste. And if you can be found in Google, that's some of the best traffic you can get. These people are in the market, they're searching for you. So why not just make it easier for them to find you?
Fantastic. And obviously, we are going to have all of your information, part of our show notes. That is, they're available on our app. We do have an app. You just go to your app stores and Google Go Legal Yourself, download the app. You can contact me and all of my guests as well. I've had some fantastic guests, just like Mike. And Mike, how can the audience get in touch with you?
So they can reach out to me. You can reach my email, Mike@PrimeDigitalSEO.com, or you can reach us at our phone number, 516-500-1080, and you'll get in touch with me. I'll be on the other end of that line.
See, that I love that as well. When people call me, I'll answer the phone saying Kelly Bagla, and they'll say, oh, it's you. You actually answer your own phones. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. That's the type of service that we provide, right, Mike?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks for having me. I had a lot of fun with you, Kelly.
Thank you. Likewise. And I do have to say, you are a fellow podcaster as well.
That's right. Yeah, we have a podcast called the Prime Digital Podcast. It's still a baby podcast, but we're just trying to be more consistent and get some more people on it like you that can provide some great value to our audience.
I can't wait to be on your show. And I have a little bit of a competitive bone in me. And so that means I'm going to be one of your best guests on your show.
I can't wait.
Truly, it was a pleasure, Mike, having you on the show today. And my fantastic, wonderful listeners, please do check out golegalyourself.com. Do it yourself legal protection. I am Attorney Kelly Bagla, the Queen of Business Law, and it's been my pleasure being your host today. Until next time, cheers to your success.